Okay, welcome to my first tutorial. We're going to be covering Oramond Dungeon, also known as Catacombs. For this quest, you're going to need 50 votes for the Rathalion quest. They're really easy to do. You can either get tree roots or have somebody set up communications for you. This is a team hunting place always. Either 2 to 5 people is recommended. And if you're over level 550, you can solo here if you're a mage. But that's just kind of more for advanced players. So this one is just going to show you the basics for team hunting and kind of what to do and what not to do. Any tips that I've been given throughout playing, I'm going to pass on to you guys, and we're going to see if we can't help some people learn how to hunt this. Okay, so for this room, what you want to do is you want to run in and have your knight lure away from the wall while you and whatever mages you have run along the west wall. You're going to drop wild growth on either side of you, while your EK and your RP stand in the regular spots in front of you. From here you can just mass res and CO, and everybody should stay pretty safe. We're running a 2 druid comp in this little hunt because we have somebody who is a druid along with me, so we both wanted to level, and at this spawn you gain enough experience for that to be doable. And now here, it gets a little crazy with things that are going to be along the wall with you. And it doesn't matter if you get one down on each side, depending on your level. It's really helpful for the druids since they can't, you're not going to be able to exert Vita yourself. All you have is your mass res, but with 2 druids, it's extremely safe here. And we never really had a problem with it. You just want to set up against the wall, throw avas, and use your frigo, because 1 frigo is worth like probably 3 avalanches, and damage ratio wise, that's really good for you. And now this room, you kind of just hop into the left real quick. You could throw a wild growth like you see here for your RP, so that his spot doesn't get taken when he tries to slide in with the rest of the pull. And it seems relatively easily. For this next room coming up, you're gonna want to go pretty fast and just go all the way to the right up against the first fire basin that you see here. What we like to do is use it as kind of its own magic wall so that you don't have to worry about placing it there. It just makes it easier on you, and just makes it as a good point for everybody to know, like, okay, meet up here. See, I didn't get a wall down on my side here, but it's just a hell spawn, and at my level that's not really a big deal with 2 mass reses going off. And you always want the MS to stand on the outside if you can, because like I said, it's just safer for them. So okay, for this pull, this is what kind of the higher levels would like to do, is the druid will run along the wall and pick up anything that's in the hallway there, and kind of make it so that when the MS comes out of the other room, there's nothing in its way. In this, we can see, what is this, 2 hellhounds, a demon, and a jug. And this is why I tell you to bring energy rings, because it doesn't matter how high level you are, hellhounds will put it in your butt pretty good. So slap an E-ring on with your hotkeys. A lot of people don't know this, but you can just use equipped with, and that way you can just push. For me, it's Shift F2, and that'll just throw your E-ring on, and then when all of them are dead, you can just Shift F3, and it'll take you right back to your prismatic ring. And so that's one way that I found this place to make it a lot safer, because you don't want to have to be throwing on Utama Vita. It just lasts way too long, and then you're wasting too much mana when you only need it in spots that are going to last, 10, 20 seconds. And you can see how we just kind of run in here and put the walls down, and everything's real smooth. Nobody's really in any danger. If you have 2 druids, you want to put the RP on CO, but I didn't really have to use it much. for the RP with the 2 mass reses, so that was pretty safe. If you're only doing 4 people here with 1 druid, you're going to want to make sure your RP is pretty big and has a full defensive set so that he is able to save himself most of the time. For me, alright, so some tips that I would give to beginning hunters is always have your energy ring on hotkey so that you can equip it, and if you got to use it for a whole pull, you can use it for a whole pull, but you're able to take it off in between pulls. And even just running from room to room without it on is a huge saver in potions, because every time you're getting hit by a TT, maybe it's a 500 hit here, 500 hit there. That's a potion or two that you're using between every room. So having that was a big key for me, and you're gonna want to practice outside of where you're hunting, using energy walls and trying to put them down behind you as fast as possible. Always practice it hasted as well because it's a lot different. And if you can go somewhere with monsters that won't kill you, being able to do it there and practice it in front of monsters is a lot better. Just for the realistics of it, because everybody knows, like, once you try and do stuff, in real life without monsters there, it's a lot easier, and maybe you're not as nervous when you come here and hunt. So another thing that I really like to do is make sure that your knight is always standing in front of your druid. With the 5-man group like this, it's not as bad, so we didn't really care where the knight was standing. But you want the knight to be standing in front of druid so that he can res any monsters that are on you off, so that you're not having to self heal with Exura, and you can just rely on your mass res, and that way you're always able to heal the knight every other turn, which is really helpful for him. Otherwise, you can get comboed, and I have been comboed because of it. So it's a very key thing to make sure that you and your knight are on the same page. That you guys are always in a voice chat if you can, because it gets a little crazy here. Once you have it down pat, I mean, you can go out of voice chat because you know where you're going to stand and you know how the poll is going to look. But at the very beginning, I always suggest using some kind of voice chat. Discord is free. Nobody really uses TeamSpeak anymore, but Discord and Skype, I'd really suggest Discord if you're not using it to use it, because it is one of the better programs out there.